Sup, nerd? So I snagged this Park Fuzz from Flipside Music in Denver the other day. It's from Earthquakerdevices, and I love that company, but I generally hate fuzz. I'm just not really a fuzz guy, and every single time I've tried, I just wind up feeling like my parents. Disappointed, depressed, and wishing I had gotten something else instead. Childhood trauma, activate! But when I picked up this pedal, plugged it in, and cranked it, well, let's just flick some notes and listen, homie. So once again, this is the Park Fuzz from Earthquakerdevices based out of Akron, Ohio. And Park is the same company that does Park amplifiers over in England. The original Park Fuzzes were built in the late 60s and are very, very similar to the Mark III tone bender from Sola Sound, the home of British fuzz. I definitely knew all that already and did not have to Google it just before starting this conversation. I'm prepared. Well, Earthquakerdevices had a great idea. Call up these tonal heathens from yesteryear and say, like, oh my god, hi, we want to make a fuzz for people that hate fuzz. You want to hook up? So naturally, Park responded with, of course, honey bear, thanks for sliding into my DMs, bae. And the result is one button, 3 knobs, and the truth. I've always heard that great fuzzes can get super distorted while still being creamy and articulate, and a bunch of other adjectives that make 0% sense. And how they choose to accomplish that are with these 3 knobs. So you've got volume in the center, this is obviously going to be your fuzz, and then this is treble and bass. Treble to the left, bass to the right. Now I prefer that knob to be dead center for what I'm doing, but depending on your setup, this thing is a shockingly good tone sculptor. Alright, I want to hear this guy. I'm going to take the fuzz and I'm going to drop it way down just to give it a little bit of that fuzzy wuzzy was a fuzz kind of fuzz sound. What? Dude, what a solid light fuzz tone, right? It still has a little bit more chutzpah than your usual overdrive pedal, but it's still warm and fat and gives your notes a nice little hug. But what I've been missing out on are some of these higher fuzz settings, kind of like what I was saying before. A great fuzz should be able to give you all that extra filthiness, while still being able to maintain the clarity of the notes as you play. So I'm gonna crank it just a little bit past halfway. I'm gonna throw a hall reverb on behind it as well. Hold on to your potatoes! It's like, yeah. That fucking grit, dude, it's just such a powerfully usable fuzz sound. And if you get the mix right on all the wet effects, you can like blend all that swimmy modulated goodness almost behind the fuzz, behind the note that you're playing. And you just wind up with this distorted, fuzzy, dreamy tone for your subpart notes to glide across. I'm sorry for assuming your playing sucks. I'm currently projecting as a result of my own shortcomings in both my playing and my life. My therapist tells me I need to share more, but to be honest, I think I'm sharing a little too much here. I'm just gonna cut all this out. Like my dad cut me out of his life when I was 13. So now we're approaching the real test of this fuzz pedal, and this is why I'm so stoked to be able to borrow gear from Flipside Music, so I can try this stuff out. I want to jack the fuzz all the way up, but I don't just want to play it through my tube amp. I'm aware that some of you rock icons out there choose to go digital, as do I sometimes. As much as my Fender Princeton shivers my timbers, my Helix slaps harder than Dana White after his wife gets mouthy. So let's dial this blue box of doom and boom up to 10 and send it through the effects loop of the Helix. Now first you are going to hear this going through the Princeton, but then I'm going to switch it over to the digital amp just to see if the Park Fuzz can take it. Or is it my Helix that has to take it? I'm not really sure how that works. Onward to the tones! Damn, that sounds fire! Neck pickup, tone rolled off. This is the same thing, but going through the Helix. It's not as good, needs a little bit of work. That sounds much better, and that's the digital amp in the Helix. That's still better than any of the fuzzes in the Helix, that's for sure. Now, just for funsies, I'm going to add a 335 millisecond delay to that just so we can try to get that Eric Johnson, Eric Gales, enter other Eric here kind of fuzzy Tony goodness. Yeah, so unless you're into some real doom metal type stuff, this little guy is all you need, babes. I legitimately believe that you will not be able to find a better sounding, better feeling fuzz that only has 3 knobs and is based on a legendary vintage fuzz circuit at this price point. Simply put, I'm a smitten kitten, homie. The sound of this thing is absolutely incredible, and if you're looking for a really simple fuzz that also captures the imagination and furthers your journey into debt, here it is. Earthquaker Devices loves you, Flipside Music loves you, and you're welcome. Now, although I can't keep it, maybe you can. I am not an affiliate and I do not get paid for this. Flipside Music is just a dope local music store in Denver that lets me borrow gear to make videos with. If you're going to be buying gear anyways, supporting small businesses is fun, unless you suck. So if you swing by the store, give them a call or shoot them an email, please just mention the channel. That way the owner doesn't come to his senses and cut me off like my father did when I was 13. My name is Zach. This has been Audibly Dumb. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, if I say something's cool, it's 'cause it fucking is.